Cave diving, an activity shaped by careful planning and quiet persistence, invites us to delve into environments that have been forming slowly over millennia. This is not a world of haste or urgency, but rather one of deliberate movement and thoughtful contemplation. These underwater passages, hidden from the surface, hold secrets that can only be uncovered through meticulous exploration and a deep respect for the environment. In this tranquil setting, the absence of light and sound becomes a companion. Each movement through the water is measured and purposeful, guided by an understanding of the delicate balance that exists in these hidden worlds. The diver becomes part of the landscape, moving with the flow of water that has carved these paths over eons. It is a dance of harmony with nature, where each breath is taken with consideration and each decision made with care. The challenges faced in this environment are subtle and profound. The diver navigates not just the physical space, but the mental landscape of patience and perseverance. In these moments, the usual markers of time and distance fade away, replaced by the slow, steady progress through a labyrinth of rock and water. It is a journey that requires humility and respect, an acceptance of the limits imposed by the natural world. As you drift into this exploration, you are invited to let go of the rush of the everyday. Embrace the stillness and the gentle unfolding of each moment as we uncover the wonders and complexities of cave diving. If you find this content brings you a sense of calm and curiosity, do consider sharing the time and place from which you listen and subscribing to join us on future journeys. In the depths of our planet lie worlds hidden from the sun's touch, where caves reach out beneath the Earth's surface, filled with the quiet embrace of water. Cave diving is not an expedition of conquest, but one of gentle exploration, a venture into the submerged labyrinths that nature has crafted over millennia. These underwater caves speak of time in a language of stillness and patience, offering passageways that wind through the rock with a serene inevitability. In this submerged environment, the absence of light is a constant companion. Here, there is no direct path to the surface, no quick escape into the open air. It is a realm where movement is slow and deliberate, where each stroke of a fin propels you gently forward through water that remains undisturbed, save for your presence. The stillness is profound, the quiet broken only by the soft rhythm of your own breath, or the occasional sound of a bubble rising to meet the ceiling of stone above. These caves, filled with water, are not simple hollows. They are networks of tunnels and chambers, often intricate and complex, requiring a diver to navigate with care and intention. Unlike the open sea, which offers a boundless expanse, the boundaries here are defined and close. The walls of the cave are ever present, a reminder of the finite space in which one moves. It is a dance with the limits of the environment, where every movement must be measured and considered. The water within these caves is a character in its own right. Often crystal clear, it holds a clarity that belies the complexity of the cave system itself. Yet, this transparency can be deceptive. Without the guide of natural light, the surroundings become a tapestry of shadows and shapes, requiring the diver to rely on artificial illumination to trace the path ahead. This interplay of light and darkness adds a layer of mystery and challenge to the experience, as familiar landmarks can shift in meaning under the beam of a torch. Navigating through these submerged caves demands a heightened awareness of one's surroundings. The narrow passages and tight spaces require a careful negotiation, where gentle adjustments keep one aligned with the route. It is a journey that is as much about the mind as it is about the body, a practice in remaining calm and focused amidst the potential for disorientation. The concept of direction takes on a new dimension beneath the surface. In the absence of up or down, left or right, the diver must cultivate a sense of orientation that is internal rather than external. This awareness becomes a compass, guiding one through the maze of passages in a fluid and adaptive manner. The water, in its quiet embrace, becomes both ally and adversary, offering buoyancy and resistance in equal measure. Every movement through these caves is informed by the nature of the environment itself. The rock formations, carved by water over countless years, tell a story of persistence and change. These formations are reminders of the geological processes at play, shaping and reshaping the landscape over the span of unseen eons. As a diver, one becomes a temporary visitor in this ancient world, a participant in a dialogue that transcends human scale. The experience of cave diving is marked by a profound respect for the environment. It is an engagement with a space that operates on its own terms, one that requires an acceptance of its rhythms and constraints. The patience needed to explore these caves is mirrored in the patience of the caves themselves, formed through gradual shifts and subtle changes over time. In this space, the diver becomes attuned to the subtle cues of the environment, learning to read the signs that guide safe passage. The caves, in their quiet complexity, offer a lesson in humility and presence, where the journey is not about reaching a destination, but about the experience of being within the cave itself. It is a space that invites reflection and mindfulness, where the act of diving becomes a meditation on the relationship between human and nature. Ultimately, cave diving invites an understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. The water, the rock, the diver, each part of a larger system that is both intricate and harmonious. It is a reminder that within the depths, as in life, the path is not always clear, and the journey is as important as the destination. Here, in the heart of the earth, one finds a quiet space for contemplation, a place where the boundaries of the world above fade away, leaving only the gentle pulse of existence to guide the way. In the world beneath the water's surface, where light fades and sound is absorbed into silence, caves present an environment starkly different from the open expanse of the sea. Within these submerged caverns, the presence of overhead rock creates an unyielding boundary, a ceiling that demands respect and careful consideration. It is a realm where every movement is deliberate, each decision a calculated step in a dance with the natural constraints of the environment. In open water, a diver can ascend with relative ease, breaking the surface to breathe in air and light. In contrast, a cave diver is enveloped by the earth itself, with the surface often far beyond reach. The rock above serves as a constant reminder of the commitment to the journey inward. In such places, the diver must rely on the knowledge and understanding of the cave's layout, for there is no quick escape, only the slow and measured path back through the way they came. Visibility in these submerged caves is often limited. The water, though still, is not always clear. Particles suspended within can obscure vision, reducing the world to a narrow field framed by the beam of a torch. In open water, the sun filters through, offering glimpses of the world above. But in caves, there is only the light one brings. This self-contained illumination creates a tunnel of sight, where the edges of vision blur into darkness. Decisions must be made with this limited view, where the unseen can hold hidden obstacles or unexpected turns. The absence of natural reference points further distinguishes cave environments. In the open sea, a diver might use the sun, the sea floor, or distant landforms to guide their way. In a cave, these cues vanish. The diver is left with the contours of the rock and the path they have memorized. Orientation becomes a matter of internal mapping, where each twist and bend must be recalled and retraced. This reliance on memory and instinct fosters a deeper connection with the environment, yet also carries the potential for disorientation. The physical presence of the cave itself influences every aspect of the dive. The shapes of the tunnels, the texture of the rock, and the subtle currents that whisper through the passages all play a role. Each element must be accounted for, as the cave's architecture can guide or hinder the diver's progress. Unlike the open sea, where one can often choose their direction freely, a cave's confines dictate the path. This guiding hand of natural design requires the diver to adapt and respond, moving with the cave rather than against it. Within this enclosed world, time takes on a different meaning. In open water, time might be measured by the sun's position or the ebb and flow of the tide. In a cave, it is the air supply that dictates the passage of time. Each breath is a reminder of the finite nature of the resources at hand. This awareness of limitations encourages a rhythm of calm and measured progress, where haste is replaced by patience and foresight. The psychological impact of such an environment is subtle but significant. The knowledge of the rock above, the limited vision, and the absence of familiar landmarks can create a sense of isolation. Yet, for many, this solitude is not a source of fear, but rather a space for reflection and focus. In this quietude, the diver finds a clarity of purpose, where the mind sharpens and the outside world falls away. Navigating these underwater caves requires a mindset attuned to the environment's nuances. It is a practice of mindfulness where every action is considered and each moment is met with attention. The cave diver must become part of the landscape, merging with the rhythm of the water and the contours of the rock. It is a relationship built on understanding and respect, where the cave is both a guide and a guardian. As one moves through these spaces, the experience is both humbling and enlightening. The absence of natural reference points, the overhead rock, and the limited visibility all serve to remind the diver of their place within the larger framework of the natural world. It is a lesson in perspective, where the vastness of the earth is felt in the confines of the cave. In this environment, the diver learns to trust in their skills and their ability to adapt. The challenges presented are met with a quiet determination, where each decision is a step towards mastering the art of cave diving. This process is not about conquering the environment, but rather about coexisting with it, finding harmony in the balance between human endeavor and natural beauty. Thus, cave diving becomes an exploration not just of the physical world, but of the self. It is a journey inward, where the diver confronts the limits of their perception and the edges of their understanding. In the stillness of the cave, there is an opportunity to listen, to learn, and to grow. The lessons of the cave are not taught through words, but through experience, where the environment itself becomes the teacher. In this way, the differences between caves and open water are profound, shaping the approach and the mindset of those who venture into these hidden realms. It is a world apart, where the boundaries are defined not by the horizon, but by the rock, and where the journey is as much about discovery as it is about return. Here, in the depths of the earth, the diver finds a place of reflection, a space where time slows and the mind can wander freely, guided by the gentle hand of nature. In the gentle quiet of our world, there exist landscapes crafted not by swift events, but by the patient passage of time. Beneath the Earth's surface, where light seldom reaches, lie the intricate systems of underwater caves. These formations are not hurried creations, but the result of millennia of subtle geological processes. They are born primarily from limestone, a rock that is both resilient and yet surprisingly susceptible to the persistent caress of water. Limestone, you see, is a sedimentary rock, composed largely of calcium carbonate. Over ages, this mineral compacts into vast formations, sometimes stretching for miles beneath the surface. It is in this quiet, unassuming stone that underwater caves find their origins. The process begins with water, slightly acidic from a mixture of rainwater and carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. This mild acidity allows the water to slowly dissolve the limestone, carving out channels and voids over extensive periods. These subterranean passages are often filled with water, creating the submerged caves that captivate the quiet adventurers known as cave divers. The process of a cave's formation is a gradual dance between stone and water. As water seeps through the ground, it follows the path of least resistance, gently expanding tiny fissures in the rock. Over thousands of years, these minute cracks widen into tunnels and chambers, forming a labyrinthine network beneath the earth. In some places, the landscape above influences the formation below. Sinkholes, for instance, are a visible sign of the hidden world beneath. These depressions occur when the ceiling of an underground chamber can no longer support the weight above, causing it to collapse. Such incidents are not sudden in the grand scheme, but rather a culmination of countless years of steady erosion. The paths through these underwater caves are seldom straight or predictable. They wind and twist, following the natural lines of weakness in the rock. Each turn and bend is a testament to the slow and deliberate force of nature. The water within these caves is typically still, unmoved by the currents that shape the oceans and rivers above. It rests in these silent halls, a mirror to the patient processes that formed them. As one moves through these submerged passages, it becomes clear that these environments are shaped by time itself. The formations on the cave walls, known as speleothems, grow at a rate almost imperceptible to human scales. Stalactites hang from ceilings, formed by the slow deposition of minerals from dripping water. Stalagmites rise from the floor, reaching upwards in a mirrored dance. These structures remind us of time's slow, unyielding march, as they take centuries to grow mere inches. The geography of underwater caves is complex, a testament to the slow artistry of nature. Each cave is unique, shaped by its own history and the specific conditions of its environment. Some caves extend horizontally, forming long, narrow tunnels. Others delve deep into the earth, creating vast vertical shafts. The water within them is often clear, filtered by the limestone it passes through, yet it can also be murky, clouded by silt disturbed by subtle movements. The interconnectedness of these systems is another feature of interest. Many of these caves are part of larger karst landscapes, regions defined by their soluble rock formations. Here, the surface and the subterranean are intricately linked, with rivers disappearing into the ground only to re-emerge miles away. This hidden flow shapes not only the caves, but also the ecosystems that depend on them. In contemplating these aquatic labyrinths, one is reminded of the Earth's quiet resilience. These formations are not the result of sudden forces, but rather the cumulative effect of countless small changes. They stand as monuments to patience and the slow, deliberate power of natural processes. The geography of underwater caves invites a sense of awe, not through grandeur or spectacle, but through the subtle reminder of nature's ability to shape the world in profound, enduring ways. As we linger on these thoughts, it is worth remembering that these environments are fragile. The same processes that create them also threaten them. Human activity, while not the focus here, can accelerate changes that nature intended to unfold over eons. The gentle flow of water through limestone is a reminder of balance, how small shifts can ripple through time, altering the landscape in ways both seen and unseen. In the end, the geography of underwater caves offers a tranquil reflection on time's passage. It speaks to the slow, persistent forces that shape our world, inviting a quiet appreciation for the hidden beauty beneath our feet. Each passage tells a story of patience and transformation, a reminder that even the most solid rock is shaped by the gentle persistence of water. And over time, even the deepest caves are but temporary features in the grand tapestry of the earth. In the silent depths of an underwater cave, darkness envelops everything, a profound absence of light that feels almost tangible. It is a world far removed from the sunlit expanses above, where shadows dance and colors shift. Here, in this submerged realm, the familiar cues of daylight are absent, leaving one to navigate by touch, sound, and memory. The water is still, the silence profound, and the darkness an ever-present companion. Without natural light, perception becomes a delicate balance of senses, adapting to an environment that offers little in the way of visual hints. The cave diver learns to rely on subtle shifts in pressure and the gentle resistance of water. This is not a place where instinct guides effortlessly. Instead, direction is a concept to be learned and internalized over time. Each movement is deliberate, each choice considered, for the path is not marked by landmarks, but by the memory of turns taken and passages explored. In such darkness, the mind must adjust to a new rhythm. Without the usual indicators of position or direction, the cave diver charts a course using ropes and lines, tangible threads that provide reassurance and orientation. These lines are not just guides, but lifelines, silently marking the way back to familiarity. The diver learns to trust in these lines, to let them lead through the labyrinthine tunnels where any deviation can lead to a slow, uncertain drift into the unknown. The absence of light also alters the perception of space and distance. Where once a glance could measure a room, here the diver must gauge space by the sweep of a hand or the echo of a sound. The walls of the cave might be mere inches away or recede into a vast, unseen chamber. The senses stretch, reaching out to fill the void left by sight, redefining the boundaries of one's world. In this environment, the concept of direction shifts. It is no longer an instinctive sense, but a skill to be cultivated. The diver must learn to interpret the subtle cues of the cave, the gentle slope of the floor, the texture of the rock, or the flow of water, Each element offers a clue, a small piece of a larger puzzle that, when assembled, provides a map not of lines and points, but of experience and intuition. The darkness also demands a certain humility, a recognition of limits. It reminds the diver that in this world one must move slowly, respecting the cave's own pace. The temptation to rush, to conquer the darkness with speed, gives way to a more measured approach. Here, patience is not just a virtue, but a necessity, allowing the diver to attune to the cave's subtle language. This learned appreciation for direction and space becomes a part of the diver's skill set, a quiet confidence built over time. Each dive adds a layer of understanding, a gentle accumulation of knowledge that becomes second nature. The diver learns to read the cave as one might read a book, understanding its narrative through careful observation and reflection. The complete darkness, then, is not merely an obstacle, but a teacher. It imparts lessons in perception and orientation, guiding the diver to move with care and consideration. In the absence of light, the diver discovers a new way of seeing, one that is not reliant on the eyes, but on the mind's ability to adapt and learn. In this realm of shadow, the diver becomes attuned to the subtle interplay of elements that define the cave's character. The darkness is a canvas upon which these elements are drawn, creating a tapestry of sensory experiences that guide and inform. The diver, through repeated encounters, learns to interpret these signals, crafting a mental map that is as vivid as any chart. Thus, the journey through darkness is not solely a physical one, but an exploration of perception itself. It invites the diver to engage deeply with their surroundings, to cultivate an awareness that transcends the visual. It is a journey of patience and discovery, where each dive builds upon the last, slowly revealing the cave's secrets. In the quiet embrace of this underwater world, direction becomes a gentle guide rather than a fixed point. It is a fluid concept shaped by the diver's growing understanding and the cave's own subtle guidance. Through this process, the diver learns that true orientation is not found in the light, but in the careful balance of all senses, working in harmony to navigate the unseen. In the serene embrace of the underwater world, equipment acts as a diver's steadfast companion. This is especially true in the hushed depths of submerged caves, where each piece of gear serves a purpose as essential as the next breath. In these silent realms, the importance of equipment extends beyond utility. It becomes a lifeline, a quiet assurance in an environment full of unknowns. The air tank, or cylinder, is perhaps the most recognizable element of a diver's ensemble. Filled with compressed air, it provides the oxygen needed to explore beneath the surface. In cave diving, the tank's role is magnified by the absence of direct paths to the open air. Here, The quantity and quality of air supply demand careful consideration, often leading divers to carry multiple tanks. This redundancy is not merely a precaution, it is a planned assurance against the unexpected. Attached to the tank is the regulator, a device that quietly and efficiently transforms high-pressure air into a breathable flow. It is engineered for reliability, allowing the diver to breathe easily as they navigate the submerged passages. In the stillness of a cave, the gentle hiss of the regulator becomes a constant companion, a reminder of the delicate balance maintained between human life and the aquatic environment. Often, divers carry a secondary regulator, a backup that mirrors the primary, ready to step in should the need arise. Lighting is another crucial component in the cave diver's toolkit. In these submerged caverns, natural light is but a distant memory, replaced by a darkness that envelops all. The diver's torch cuts through this void, revealing the intricate beauty of the cave's formations. The light guides them through the labyrinthine passages, a beacon in the silent dark. Multiple torches are carried, their importance underscored by the knowledge that a single failing light could lead to disorientation. Here, redundancy becomes a quiet strategy for survival. Guidelines, thin strands of cord, play a subtle yet vital role in cave diving. They are the diver's tactile map, laid carefully along the route to mark the way back. In the absence of visual cues, these lines provide a physical connection to the entrance. Divers attach themselves to the line, feeling their way through the inky blackness. This simple thread becomes a critical guide, its presence a reminder of the path home. The methodical use of reels and markers complements the guideline's function. Reels allow divers to deploy new lines as they explore, extending their reach into the unknown. Markers placed at key points offer silent reassurance of the right path. Together, these tools form a network of navigation aids, each serving a purpose honed through years of experience and understanding. The routine maintenance and rigorous checks of this equipment are as important as the gear itself. Before every dive, each piece undergoes a careful inspection, a ritual that ensures reliability. This routine, built on a foundation of patience and diligence, emphasizes the diver's commitment to safety. In the world of cave diving, where conditions can change quietly and swiftly, routine becomes a shield against the unpredictable. The philosophy of redundancy and routine extends to the diver's mindset. Training and experience foster an understanding that no single piece of equipment should be solely relied upon. Instead, the interplay of all components creates a cohesive system. This approach nurtures a cohesive system, not born of bravado, but of quiet preparedness. In the tranquil depths of a cave, the diver's equipment becomes an extension of themselves. Each item, from the regulator to the guideline, is integrated into a broader strategy of survival. The reliability of this gear is not taken for granted. It is treated with respect and care, reflecting the diver's understanding of its vital role. The equipment used in cave diving is a testament to human ingenuity and adaptability. It allows exploration of places where few venture, facilitating a dance between the natural world and technological advancement. Yet, it is the routine and redundancy, the practices that ensure reliability, that truly define the relationship between diver and equipment. As we drift through these submerged worlds, the equipment quietly supports our journey. Its presence is both reassuring and humbling, reminding us of the delicate balance we maintain in these hidden places. The lifeline it provides is not just a physical one, but also a mental anchor, grounding the diver in a reality shaped by patience and respect. In the silent depths of underwater caves, where time slows and the outside world fades, the diver's equipment stands as a silent guardian. Its role as a lifeline is both literal and symbolic, a testament to the careful planning and respect that these environments demand. Here, in the gentle embrace of the water, the equipment whispers of safety, preparation, and the quiet pursuit of understanding. In the quiet world beneath the Earth's surface, where water fills every crevice and light is a mere memory, a simple, unassuming tool becomes a diver's most trusted companion. The guideline, a slender thread of synthetic fiber, stretches through the submerged corridors of underwater caves. It serves as a silent guide, a lifeline, more significant than its simplicity suggests. Without the guideline, the diver would be adrift in a world of shadows and stillness, where direction is an elusive notion rather than an assured fact. Guidelines are laid with methodical care, anchored securely at the cave entrance, then threaded through the passages with deliberate precision. They are a tangible connection to the outside world, a promise of return from the depths. As divers advance into the cave's embrace, these lines remain their constant, unwavering companions. They do not move with the current, for in these still waters, currents are rare. Instead, they lie steadfast, a quiet reassurance in an environment where even a small miscalculation can have profound consequences. The importance of guidelines becomes evident when one considers the nature of cave diving itself. In the absence of sunlight and surface reference points, the diver relies heavily on this slender line to maintain orientation. It provides a clear route back to safety, a path that cuts through the potential disorientation of the cave. This simplicity of purpose masks a deeper complexity. Should the line be lost, the diver may find themselves navigating an unfamiliar world, where every turn looks much the same and each decision must be made with care. Over decades, the loss of a guideline has quietly influenced many incidents within cave systems. In such an environment, where every movement must be calculated, losing contact with this line can lead to increased tension and uncertainty. The diver must then rely on memory and instinct, tools far less reliable than the physical thread that had once been their guide. This reliance on a guideline reflects a broader theme within cave diving, the need for consistency and routine over spontaneity or intuition. In this underwater realm, where silence reigns and time seems to stretch indefinitely, divers know that the guideline is more than just a tool. It is a representation of the connection between the known and the unknown. Each line is marked with directional arrows, small indicators that provide assurance of the correct path towards the exit. These markers, though simple, are vital in preventing confusion at junctions or complex passages where the route may not be immediately obvious. The process of setting a guideline is itself an exercise in patience and foresight. Divers must anticipate potential challenges, considering not just the immediate path, but also changes that might occur over time. Cave environments are not static. Water currents, however gentle, can shift sediment or alter the cave's layout subtly over years. The guideline, therefore, must be placed with an eye towards these gradual changes, ensuring it remains a reliable guide irrespective of the cave's slow evolution. There exists an unspoken respect among divers for these lines and the markers that accompany them. They are a shared resource, maintained by the community for the safety of all who enter the submerged world. When a diver follows a line laid by another, they are placing their trust in the hands of those who came before, relying on their foresight and care. It is a relationship built upon mutual understanding and shared responsibility. In reflecting on past incidents, it becomes clear how losing a guideline can quietly shape the outcome. Divers have been known to lose the line due to silt outs, moments when fine sediment is stirred and visibility is reduced to mere inches. In such instances, even the most experienced diver can find themselves momentarily disoriented. The guideline, once lost, transforms a familiar passage into an unknown maze. Divers must then proceed with heightened awareness, feeling their way through the water, hoping to reconnect with their lost path. Yet, it is not only the physical loss of the line that can lead to difficulties. Misplacement or improper marking can also cause confusion. A line that crosses another without clear markers can lead to indecision at a critical moment. It is a reminder that in this environment, where margins for error are slim, attention to detail is paramount. Each line, each marker is a testament to careful planning and respect for the cave's intricate layout. While the guideline is a lifeline, it also serves as a metaphor for the broader practice of cave diving. It illustrates the balance between exploration and caution, the understanding that progress must be measured and deliberate. The line represents not only the path through the cave, but also the mindset required to navigate such spaces safely, one of humility and respect for the natural world. As divers traverse these submerged landscapes, they are constantly reminded of the importance of these unassuming threads. The guideline is not merely a safety measure, it is the essence of what makes cave diving possible, allowing explorers to venture into the depths with confidence and return safely. It speaks to a broader truth within the world of diving, that in the face of the unknown, simple tools and steadfast routines often hold the greatest power. In this world of silence and shadow, the guideline is a beacon quietly illuminating the path ahead. In the soft embrace of the underwater world, time transforms into a concept far removed from the tick of a clock. Here, in the submerged limestone passages, the notion of minutes and hours fades gently into the background. Instead, what governs the diver's journey is the quiet whisper of air escaping from a tank, each exhalation a subtle reminder of the finite nature of their visit to these hidden realms. As a diver moves through the still waters, their breathing becomes a delicate interplay with the cave environment. Each breath drawn from the tank must be measured, for the air supply is the most precious resource. The rate at which one breathes can alter the length of time spent exploring these underwater corridors. Calm, slow inhalations extend the journey, while hurried, shallow breaths diminish it more quickly. This rhythm of breathing is not merely a reflection of physical exertion, but also of the diver's state of mind. A tranquil mind conserves air, extending the diver's presence beneath the surface. Depth adds another layer to this intricate balance. As a diver descends deeper into the cave system, the pressure of the surrounding water increases. This pressure affects the density of the air they breathe, making each breath consume more of the tank's supply. Thus, the deeper one ventures, the faster the air supply is depleted. This natural law quietly dictates the limits of exploration, encouraging a mindful approach to every descent, reminding divers to weigh the allure of the unknown against the certainty of air remaining. Distance, too, plays its part in this delicate equation. The further a diver progresses into the labyrinthine passages, the more they must consider the return journey. The path back to the surface is often as challenging, if not more so, than the initial exploration. This is where the concept of thirds comes into play, a conservative rule suggesting that only 1/3 of the air supply should be used on the way in, 1/3 on the way out, leaving the final third as a reserve. This practice ensures that divers have ample air for unforeseen circumstances, a buffer against the unexpected, acknowledging the cave's ability to surprise even the most prepared. Time, in this submerged world, is best understood as a function of these three elements: breathing rate, depth, and distance. Each factor intertwines with the others, creating a complex yet harmonious understanding of how long a diver can safely remain beneath the surface. This understanding is not static, but rather a dynamic calculation, adjusting as the diver's environment and physical state change subtly over the course of the dive. As divers become more familiar with this balance, they learn to listen to the cues their bodies provide. A slight increase in breathing rate might suggest the onset of fatigue or the creeping chill of cooler water. Such signals prompt a reassessment of the dive plan, a quiet reminder that the cave is indifferent to human presence, operating on its own timeless scale. The gentle flow of air from the tank to the lungs, and then out into the water as bubbles, becomes a metronome by which the dive is measured. Each bubble rises slowly to the cave ceiling, a visual representation of time slipping away. Divers watch these bubbles with an understanding that they are not merely exhaling carbon dioxide, but also releasing seconds, each breath a trade of air for time. In these places where sunlight never penetrates, the diver's reliance on their air supply becomes a meditation on the limits of human endurance and the vastness of the natural world. The cave, carved by water over millennia, offers no concessions to the urgency of human desires. Instead, it demands respect and careful planning, teaching patience and humility to those who venture within. The concept of time in cave diving, then, is a gentle teacher. It encourages a pace that is unhurried, fostering an appreciation for the immediate surroundings rather than a hurried push towards a distant goal. Each moment spent in the cave is a moment borrowed from the air supply, a transaction that underscores the fragility and fleeting nature of human exploration in these ancient spaces. As divers ascend and re-emerge into the world above, the experience of measuring time through air supply lingers. It serves as a reminder of the profound connection between the diver and the environment, a relationship defined not by conquest, but by coexistence. The air tank, now empty, tells a story of a journey completed, of time spent in a world where the usual measures of minutes and hours gently give way to the rhythm of breath and the flow of water. In the serene underwater world where time seems to stretch and minutes drift languidly by, the presence of silt is an ever-present companion. This fine sediment, settled with the patience of centuries, rests undisturbed in the quiet corners and expansive chambers of submerged cave systems. Each grain has found its place through the slow dance of water currents and the gradual erosion of rock. Together they form a soft, powdery layer that cloaks the cave floor, walls, and ceiling, waiting silently in the stillness. The calm waters of these caves hold no surprises at first glance, but with the gentle stroke of a diver's fin or the briefest touch of a hand, this tranquility can be momentarily shattered. A cloud of silt rises, swirling through the water with surprising speed, as if awakening from a long slumber. In seconds, the clarity of vision that once seemed almost crystalline is lost, replaced by a dense, impenetrable fog that envelopes everything in its path. This disruption is a reminder of the delicate balance that governs these environments. The silt, while seemingly inert, possesses a transformative power. Its movement is swift, yet its settling is slow. Once stirred, it can linger in suspension, taking its time to drift back down, particle by particle, to the surfaces below. Visibility, once lost, may not return for many minutes or even hours, depending on the size and scope of the disturbance. For those who navigate these shadowed realms, awareness of silt is more than a mere consideration. It is a fundamental aspect of their journey. The potential for a sudden loss of visibility necessitates a careful, deliberate approach to movement. Each step, each flick of a fin, is calculated to minimize contact with the cave's surfaces, to preserve the precious clarity that allows for safe passage. In the midst of this obscurity, the world becomes smaller, confined to the immediate space enveloped by the diver's light. Familiar landmarks fade into the background, and the sense of direction shifts subtly. The once clear path becomes an exercise in memory and intuition, as the diver relies on their understanding of the cave's contours and the feel of the guideline beneath their fingers. In this way, silt serves not only as a challenge, but also as a teacher. It encourages a deeper connection with the environment, an attentiveness to the nuances of movement and the importance of maintaining equilibrium. The slow accumulation of experience in handling such conditions is what separates the novice from the adept, the unprepared from the seasoned. Yet even the most experienced divers acknowledge the unpredictability of silt. They know that despite all precautions, the cave's unique character can sometimes surprise. A previously stable passage may have shifted, altering the flow of water and the distribution of sediment. In this ever-changing landscape, adaptability is key, and the ability to remain calm in the face of sudden opacity is a skill honed over time. The presence of silt in these underwater caves stands as a testament to the passage of time. Each grain, a fragment of rock worn down by the relentless action of water, holds within it a story of geological change. The very existence of such deposits is a reminder of the vast timescales on which these environments operate, far beyond the brief span of human life. For those who venture into these depths, the interaction with silt is an integral part of their experience. It is a humbling reminder of the limitations of human perception and the need for respect and caution in exploring places that have existed long before us and will continue long after. In learning to navigate through silt, divers gain a profound understanding of patience and the quiet ways in which the natural world maintains its balance. As the silt eventually settles once more, the clarity of the water slowly returns, revealing the cave's ancient beauty anew. The world expands again, shapes and shadows emerging from the haze. It is a moment of rediscovery where the familiar becomes visible once more, and the journey continues with renewed awareness of the silent forces that shape these hidden realms. In the quiet world beneath the surface, where sunlight never reaches, navigation becomes an art of patience and precision. Here, the boundaries are defined not by sight, but by memory and touch. As one moves slowly through a submerged cave, the familiar cues of the open world, like the horizon or the sun's position, are replaced by the subtle contours of rock and the gentle pull of a guideline. Cave diving requires an acute awareness of one's surroundings, but the environment offers little assistance. The walls of the cave may seem similar, each turn and crevice echoing the last. In this labyrinth of stone, a missed turn is easy to make and hard to correct. Junctions appear without fanfare, their paths diverging into the unknown. A moment's distraction can lead to a wrong choice, one that might not be immediately apparent in the stillness. Without the usual reference points, the diver must rely on a mental map, one formed through careful observation and repeated experience. Each passage is committed to memory, the subtle landmarks noted, a change in rock texture, a slight narrowing of the corridor. Yet, even the most experienced can find themselves momentarily disoriented as the cave's twists and turns defy simple logic. Retracing a path in this environment is a delicate task. The diver must recall each turn, not just by sight, but by feel, remembering the unique characteristics that mark the way. In the absence of light, even small differences can guide or mislead. A single wrong turn can lead deeper into the cave, where the path back becomes increasingly difficult to discern. The guideline serves as a lifeline, a continuous thread woven through the vastness of the cave. It is a silent partner in navigation, offering the reassurance of a known path. Yet even this can be mislaid, its presence obscured by the cave's intricate architecture. A line that veers off at an unexpected angle can lead to confusion, the diver pausing to consider whether to trust their instincts or the line's direction. In these moments, patience is paramount. The diver must slow their movements, allowing the mind to catch up with the environment. The decision to continue or turn back is weighed carefully, the potential for error ever present. Each choice is made with the understanding that the cave holds no malice, only silence and stillness. The complexity of cave navigation lies not just in the physical journey, but in the mental one. The diver's mind must remain calm, even as uncertainty looms. It is a test of resolve, requiring the diver to trust in their training and experience while acknowledging the limits of their knowledge. In this world, every movement is deliberate, every decision calculated. The diver becomes attuned to the subtle shifts in their environment, learning to read the cave's quiet language. Over time, this understanding deepens, the diver becoming more adept at interpreting the signs that guide them through this underwater maze. And so, the journey through the cave continues, each turn a reminder of the delicate balance between exploration and caution. The path may be uncertain, but the diver's commitment to finding their way remains steadfast. In the end, navigation in these submerged realms is a quiet dance between the diver and the cave, a testament to the enduring connection between human curiosity and the natural world. Beneath the water's surface, the human body begins a silent conversation with its environment. The dialogue is not loud or demanding, but instead subtle and persistent. In the stillness of underwater caves, where the water is as clear as glass and the rock walls seem to absorb sound, the body must adapt to the insistent presence of fatigue, cold, and mental exertion. These elements do not shout for attention, but whisper continuously, shaping the experience of cave diving in profound ways. Fatigue, in the realm of underwater exploration, is not an abrupt onset, but a gradual companion. It creeps in as a diver moves through the resistance of water, each stroke accumulating effort. The energy expended in navigating confined spaces, maintaining buoyancy, and managing equipment slowly draws on physical reserves. Yet this is not merely a physical exertion. The mental landscape also plays a significant role, as divers must remain constantly alert, processing the environment and their own responses to it. Fatigue, then, is a composite of both body and mind, each contributing to the diver's overall sense of weariness. Cold, too, is a constant presence, permeating the layers of wetsuits or dry suits designed to keep it at bay. The water temperature in caves can be markedly lower than that of the surrounding environment, a factor that demands respect. As the body loses heat to the surrounding water, it responds by conserving energy, reducing the flow of blood to the extremities to maintain core temperature. This quiet exchange between the diver's body and the water is continuous, a delicate balance that requires careful consideration. The gradual chill can slow reactions and impair judgment, each decision becoming slightly more taxing than the last. The mental load of cave diving is a subtle but significant force. Unlike the open ocean, where natural light and vast horizons provide context, the underwater cave offers no such references. The diver must create and maintain a mental map of the journey, a cognitive task that demands continuous attention. This mental effort, combined with the physical demands of the dive, accumulates over time, creating a quiet yet pervasive strain. The mind must remain focused, filtering out distractions and maintaining composure in an environment that offers little in the way of comfort or familiarity. These factors, fatigue, cold, and mental exertion, do not announce themselves with fanfare. Instead, they blend seamlessly into the fabric of the dive, influencing decisions and actions with a quiet persistence. Each moment spent underwater is a testament to the body's ability to adapt and endure, even as it is gently tested by the environment. The diver's awareness of these limits is crucial, for it is this awareness that informs every choice, from the rhythm of breathing to the pace of progress through the cave. Understanding the limits of human endurance in such environments is not about confronting them head-on, but about recognizing and respecting them. The body's responses are subtle, often easy to miss amid the focus required by the dive itself. Yet, by attuning to these signals, a diver can maintain the delicate balance required for a safe and successful exploration. It is a quiet dialogue, one that occurs beneath the surface, where the echoes of the outside world are muted, and the only sound is the steady rhythm of breath. In this underwater world, where time is measured by air supply rather than minutes, the diver's ability to manage fatigue, cold, and mental load is paramount. Each factor, while individually manageable, combines to create a complex environment that requires skill, patience, and above all, respect. This is the essence of cave diving, a journey not just through water and stone, but through the quiet, persistent challenges posed by the environment itself. Here, in this realm of shadows and silence, the limits of human endurance are tested not by dramatic events, but by the gentle, insistent demands of nature. In the subdued environment of a submerged cave, decision-making acquires a unique character, distinct from most human experiences. Here, the act of choosing takes on a deliberate slowness, each movement a whispered dialogue between diver and surroundings. In these spaces, the grand gestures of decision are replaced by the subtlety of the small, often imperceptible choices that chart the course of an entire dive. A diver, enveloped in the quiet embrace of water and stone, finds that every decision is interwoven with the environment. The very act of entering a cave system marks the beginning of a series of choices, each building upon the last. The decision to proceed a few meters further into the darkness or to adjust the angle of a light can ripple through the dive, influencing outcomes in ways that may not be immediately apparent. It is within these quiet moments that the true nature of decision-making in confined spaces reveals itself. The first consideration might seem trivial, a slight adjustment in buoyancy. It is a gentle interaction with the water, a minor tweak that ensures the diver floats effortlessly, neither ascending nor descending. Yet, in the silty confines of a cave, this delicate balance is crucial. A shift in buoyancy that seems negligible on the surface can stir up sediment, clouding vision and creating a veil between the diver and their path. Thus, what might appear as a simple adjustment becomes a significant decision, shaping the clarity and safety of the journey ahead. Quietly, the diver reaches a junction, a meeting of passages where one must choose a direction. Here, the decision is not merely a choice of left or right. It is a contemplation of previous dives, of the lines laid and markers placed. Each turn taken is a commitment, an acceptance that the route ahead is the right one. In these moments, the diver relies on the memory of the cave's layout, a mental map that must be trusted implicitly. It is a decision grounded in preparation and familiarity, a testament to the importance of knowing the cave's nuances. Yet, even with preparation, the cave holds its own mysteries. A passage that was once clear might now be subtly altered, a rockfall or a shift in sediment transforming the landscape. Here, decision-making becomes an exercise in adaptability. The diver must assess the changes quietly, choosing whether to proceed or retreat, each decision weighed with the knowledge that the environment is not static, but ever-evolving. In these confines, the ability to adapt is as crucial as the ability to plan. A diver's path is marked by guidelines, thin strands that weave through the water, providing a tactile connection to safety. The decision to anchor these lines, to ensure they remain taut and visible, is a task of utmost importance. A line that drifts or becomes entangled can lead to confusion. Thus, securing these lifelines, ensuring their integrity, is a decision made with care and precision. It is a quiet reminder that the small actions, the moments of attention to detail, can prevent the larger issues that might arise. In these environments, the mind must remain attuned to the subtle cues of the body. A slight increase in breathing rate, an unnoticed chill creeping in, these are signals that require attention. The decision to address these sensations, to pause and recalibrate, is a choice that maintains equilibrium. Ignoring such cues might lead to fatigue or anxiety, quietly eroding the diver's ability to make sound decisions. Here, mindfulness becomes a tool as essential as any piece of equipment. Decisions underwater are not made in isolation. Often, they are part of a dialogue with fellow divers. Communication is conducted through gestures and signals, a language of its own. The decision to convey a message, to share a concern or a change in plan requires clarity and calmness. It is a collaborative process where understanding is reached not through words, but through the shared experience of the environment. Each signal is a decision, a choice to maintain connection and cohesion within the group. As the dive progresses, the decisions continue, each one a step further into the cave or a turn back towards the entrance. The diver must remain aware of time, not in minutes, but in the diminishing supply of air. Each breath is a gentle reminder of the finite nature of the dive. The decision to turn back, to conserve air for the journey out, is a critical one. It requires foresight and the ability to balance the desire to explore with the necessity of returning safely. In the confined spaces of a cave, decisions are often made without the luxury of time for reflection. Turning points may come without warning, a narrowing of the passage, a change in the current. The diver must respond with a calm assuredness, drawing upon training and experience. It is in these moments that the small choices, made with care and attention, prove their worth. They form a chain of decisions that guide the diver safely through the complexities of the cave. Ultimately, decision-making in these environments is an exercise in humility. It is a recognition of the cave's timeless presence, of its indifference to human intrusion. Each choice is a negotiation with this ancient space, an acknowledgement that the cave's rhythms and patterns are to be respected. Here, the diver learns that success is not measured by conquest or discovery, but by the quiet satisfaction of having made each decision with intention and care. As the dive concludes and the surface is reached once more, the diver reflects not on grand achievements, but on the series of small, deliberate choices that brought them back safely. It is a testament to the power of subtlety and the significance of decisions made in confined spaces. The lessons learned beneath the surface extend beyond the caves, offering insights into the value of patience, preparation, and the mindful attention to detail that can guide one through even the most constraining of environments. In the gentle shadows cast by the history of cave diving, one can find the gradual shaping of training and experience. This journey began quietly, prompted by the lessons learned from early accidents. Cave diving, much like the caves themselves, has evolved slowly and steadily, with each step forward informed by careful observation of those who ventured before. In the early days, there was little guidance for those who sought to explore submerged caves. Divers relied largely on intuition and experience gleaned from open water diving, a realm vastly different from the enclosed, silent world beneath the earth. The absence of light and the presence of overhead ceilings required a rethinking of skills and strategies. It became evident that the unique challenges posed by cave environments necessitated a different approach. Gradually, a more structured form of training began to take shape. Pioneers in the field recognized the importance of sharing their experiences to prevent future mishaps. These early divers began to codify their knowledge, creating the first tentative steps towards a formalized system of cave diving education. Their insights, often born from trials and errors, laid the groundwork for a new set of principles. The development of these training regimes was not rushed. It evolved at a pace dictated by the careful accumulation of knowledge. Divers began to understand the significance of redundancy in their equipment, the necessity of maintaining a calm and methodical approach, and the critical nature of communication within a dive team. Each of these insights was integrated into training programs, forming a comprehensive approach to cave diving safety. Over time, the importance of simulation and practice became apparent. Training dives in controlled environments allowed divers to hone their skills without the immediate risks present in unexplored cave systems. These simulations provided a safe space for divers to experience the unique conditions of cave diving. The complete darkness, the reliance on lines and markers, and the crucial navigation skills needed to find one's way through complex systems. The slow development of rules was often a response to incidents that highlighted specific risks. Each accident offered a solemn reminder of the cave's potential for danger and the need for ongoing adaptation and learning. The diving community responded to these events with a quiet resolve, seeking to understand what had gone wrong and how it might be avoided in the future. Training programs were updated, and divers shared their insights, contributing to a collective pool of knowledge that benefited all. Experience, too, played a vital role in shaping the discipline. As divers spent more time in submerged caves, they gained a deeper understanding of the subtle cues and signals that the environment offered. They learned to read the way light behaved in water, to anticipate the effects of current and flow, and to remain aware of their own physical and mental states. This accumulated experience became an invaluable resource, passed on from diver to diver, ensuring that each new generation was better prepared than the last. The community's commitment to safety and education resulted in the establishment of standards and certifications, providing a clear framework for training. These standards emphasized the importance of gradual progression, encouraging divers to build their skills systematically and to respect the limits of their training and experience. The focus was not on speed or conquest, but on understanding and respect for the caves. Instructors played a crucial role in this ecosystem of learning. They acted as guides, sharing their expertise and fostering an environment of trust and collaboration. The relationship between instructor and student was one of mutual respect, with the instructor imparting not only skills but also the ethos of cave diving, patience, preparation, and humility. As the field grew, so too did the recognition of psychological preparedness as a key component of training. Divers were taught to manage their emotions, to remain calm under pressure, and to make decisions rooted in logic rather than instinct. This psychological training was as vital as any physical skill, forming the backbone of a diver's ability to respond to unexpected challenges. The meticulous nature of training ensured that divers were equipped not only with the necessary skills, but also with a mindset attuned to the slow rhythms of cave environments. The emphasis was always on preparation, knowing the dive plan, understanding the cave system, and having contingency plans in place. This careful approach reduced the likelihood of panic and allowed divers to enjoy their explorations with a sense of confidence and security. Over the years, the methods of training have continued to evolve, informed by advances in technology and ongoing research into human performance underwater. Yet, at its core, the ethos of cave diving remains unchanged, a commitment to safety, a respect for the environment, and a dedication to lifelong learning. In reflecting on the evolution of training and experience, one sees a tapestry woven from the threads of countless dives, each contributing to a greater understanding of what it means to explore the hidden worlds beneath the Earth's surface. The journey of cave diving is one of quiet perseverance and shared wisdom, where each diver stands on the shoulders of those who came before, looking not merely to explore, but to do so with care and respect. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, where the land gives way to water, there are cave systems that quietly hold their secrets within their submerged corridors. These are places shaped by time, where water has spent millennia carving paths through rock. The Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico hosts the Sac-Acton system, a labyrinth of connected caves that stretches for hundreds of kilometers. Here, the water is still, and the limestone walls whisper stories of ancient geological processes. The caves are adorned with stalactites and stalagmites, formed over countless years, each a testament to the slow drip of mineral-rich water. In this underwater world, time seems to pause, offering a glimpse into the Earth's distant past. The Sac-Acton system, like many of its kind, is a product of karst topography, a landscape formed from the dissolution of soluble rocks such as limestone. Rainwater, slightly acidic from absorbing carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, seeps into the ground, gradually eroding the rock to create vast networks of tunnels and chambers. These caves become submerged as sea levels rise, filling their chambers with water that flows ever so gently, unnoticed by those above. In Florida, the Wakulla Springs system presents another fascinating example of underwater caves. This network is characterized by its expansive passages and large chambers, some of which are yet to be fully explored. The clarity of the water in these caves is remarkable, a result of the extensive filtration through the limestone. Here, the interaction between fresh and salt water creates unique ecological niches, with each species adapted to the specific conditions of this hidden world. Moving across the Atlantic, the Gouffre in France offers a contrasting landscape. Known for its depth, it was once considered the deepest cave in the world. Its passages are vast and echo with the sound of water that cascades through them, a constant reminder of the forces that shaped this subterranean realm. The Gouffre features are sculpted by the relentless flow of water, which has smoothed the rock over countless years, creating a journey that is both vertical and horizontal. In New Zealand, the Perth Resurgence is a cave system of a different nature. It is known for its crystal-clear waters and the unique challenge it presents to those who venture into its depths. The water here is fed by mountain streams, filtered through layers of rock before emerging in the cave system. The Perth Resurgence illustrates the dynamic relationship between surface water and subterranean environments, where the two meet and mingle in an intricate dance. The Nullarbor Plain in Australia is home to the Cockle Biddy Cave, another example of a remarkable underwater system. Stretching for several kilometers, This cave is known for its large, straight passages and the sense of isolation they impart. The water here is hypersaline, a reflection of the arid landscape above. Cocklebiddy Cave serves as a reminder of how surface conditions can influence the subterranean world, creating environments that are as diverse as they are intriguing. Each of these cave systems, while unique in their features, shares a common origin story. They are shaped by processes that occur on a geological timescale, imperceptible to the human eye, yet profoundly influential. The water that flows through them has traveled great distances, carrying with it minerals and dissolved gases that shape the cave's formations. Over time, these processes create environments that are both beautiful and fragile, requiring a careful balance to maintain their delicate ecosystems. These caves also serve as archives of the Earth's history, preserving within their depths clues to past climates and environmental changes. Stalagmites and stalactites, for instance, contain records of past rainfall patterns, captured in the layers of calcite deposited over thousands of years. By studying these formations, scientists can gain insights into how the Earth's climate has changed and continues to evolve. The lessons from these cave systems extend beyond their geological features. They remind us of the importance of patience and respect for environments that operate on scales far beyond human comprehension. In these silent, submerged worlds, there is no rush. The processes that shape them unfold at their own pace, unaffected by the passage of time as we perceive it. In understanding these caves, we come to appreciate the intricate interplay between water, rock, and time. The formations within them are not static. They are constantly evolving, shaped by subtle changes in the environment. This slow transformation is a testament to the power of natural forces, quietly at work beneath the surface. Exploration of these cave systems requires a deep respect for their complexity. It is an endeavor that demands careful planning and an understanding of the subtle cues offered by the environment. For those who venture into these depths, the experience is one of profound connection with the Earth's hidden landscapes, a reminder of the beauty and mystery that lie beneath our feet. As we reflect on these cave systems, we are reminded of the delicate balance that exists in the natural world. The water that carves these passages is both a creator and a preserver, shaping the rock while maintaining the ecosystems within. In this balance, there is a lesson for us all about the importance of harmony with our environment. These caves, with their ancient formations and quiet waters, invite contemplation. They are a testament to the Earth's enduring ability to create and transform, offering a glimpse into processes that continue to shape our world. In their stillness, they remind us of the value of patience and the beauty of gradual change, lessons that resonate far beyond the depths of the caves themselves. In the quiet world beneath the surface, cave systems unfold like mazes of forgotten time. They extend far beyond what the eye can see, and their corridors of rock and water create an environment where the notion of rescue becomes a complex challenge. When we think of rescue, we often imagine swift actions and immediate interventions, yet in the realm of submerged caves, these ideas become distant dreams. Here, distance is not merely a measure of space, but a significant barrier that shapes every attempt at reaching those in need. The depths of these caves are not easily accessible. Each passage twists and turns, often narrowing to spaces just wide enough for a single diver to navigate. The journey to a diver in distress can take hours, with every meter demanding careful maneuvering. This is a world where seconds stretch into minutes and minutes into hours. The diver attempting a rescue must be aware of their own air supply, their path, and the ever-present limits of human endurance. Time is a silent yet ever-present companion in these ventures. In the surface world, time may feel like a constant, flowing evenly along with the ticking of a clock. Underwater, however, time becomes a measure of life. It is counted in breaths and in the slow, deliberate movements through the water. The urgency of a rescue is tempered by the reality that haste can lead to errors that can quietly compound until they become insurmountable. Safety, too, is a priority that cannot be overlooked. The environment within these caves is unyielding, and the margin for error is exceptionally slim. For rescuers, ensuring their own safety is paramount, for without their own survival, there can be no rescue. This necessity for caution often means that rescue attempts are methodical and slow, a series of calculated decisions rather than impulsive acts. A thin guideline, a reliable oxygen supply, and an awareness of the surroundings are all that stand between a successful rescue and potential disaster. The human body, though resilient, has its limits. Cold water saps energy and clarity, while the mental strain of navigating these dim, enclosed spaces can weigh heavily on even the most experienced divers. Fatigue creeps in silently, and with it, the potential for mistakes grows. Rescue divers must contend with their own physiological responses, making decisions that respect the limitations of their bodies and equipment. Distance, time, and safety converge to create a formidable trio of challenges. Each element interacts with the others, forming a delicate balance that must be maintained throughout any rescue operation. The diver's path through the cave is not just a physical journey, but a mental one as well. It requires a deep understanding of the cave's layout, an ability to remain calm under pressure, and the foresight to anticipate potential obstacles before they arise. The interconnected nature of these challenges means that a solution to one often involves addressing the others. To reduce the distance to a stranded diver, teams might stage equipment along the route, ensuring that fresh supplies are available when needed. To manage time effectively, divers might rely on a relay system, with one group entering the cave as another exits, maintaining a continuous presence without overextending any individual. Safety protocols are built upon layers of redundancy, with backup systems for every piece of equipment, and established communication signals to convey critical information without words. Yet, even with meticulous planning, the unknown remains a constant. Caves are dynamic environments, shaped by the slow but relentless forces of nature. Water levels rise and fall, passages shift, and the rock that forms these ancient corridors can be as unpredictable as it is timeless. Rescuers must therefore be adaptable, ready to adjust their plans in response to the cave's shifting moods. In this world where the usual rules do not apply, the ability to remain composed and patient is as crucial as any piece of equipment. The divers who undertake these rescues are not driven by heroics, but by a profound respect for the environment and a commitment to those who venture into its depths. Their work is a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance, a quiet reminder of the challenges that lie beneath the surface. Rescue in cave systems, while daunting, is not without hope. Each successful operation adds to a growing body of knowledge, informing future efforts and slowly improving the odds. Lessons learned from past experiences are carefully documented and shared, contributing to a collective wisdom that evolves over time. Ultimately, the challenges of rescue in underwater caves are a reflection of the caves themselves, complex, intricate, and demanding of respect. They remind us that, while human ambition may drive us to explore these hidden worlds, it is patience, preparation, and an understanding of our own limitations that will guide us safely through them. As we continue to learn from these natural labyrinths, we are reminded of the delicate balance between exploration and caution, a balance that, when respected, allows us to venture deeper into the unknown. In the quiet world beneath the Earth's surface, where water fills the spaces carved by time, mysteries often linger. The stories of cave diving disasters are not always complete, and their endings can remain shrouded in uncertainty. These are places where the evidence is elusive, where the caves themselves are in a constant state of transformation, and where the questions left unanswered remind us of the limits of our understanding. Deep within these submerged labyrinths, the details of past events can remain hidden, sometimes indefinitely. The very nature of a cave system, with its corridors of rock and water, can obscure the traces left behind by those who venture into its depths. Any evidence that might exist is often beyond reach, concealed by layers of sediment that have settled over centuries. The water itself can be both a preserver and an eraser. It holds within its grasp the potential for clarity, yet more often it distorts or disperses the clues that might illuminate the past. The caves, too, are not static. They shift and change, sometimes subtly, sometimes more dramatically. Rock falls can alter the landscape, sealing off passages that were once open. The flow of water can carve new paths or fill existing ones with silt, changing the very nature of the routes that divers once followed. In such environments, the past is never a fixed point. It shifts, just as the caves themselves do, making the task of piecing together what occurred all the more challenging. In these settings, questions frequently outnumber answers. What led to a diver's disorientation? Was it a matter of equipment failure, or did the environment itself play a role? Why was a particular path chosen, and was there an unnoticed factor that influenced that decision? These are inquiries that often go unfulfilled, for the very act of diving into these underwater caves is one of exploring the unknown. The reasons for mishaps may be locked away, just as securely as the caves lock away their secrets. Accepting uncertainty is an intrinsic part of cave diving. Those who enter this world do so with the awareness that not everything can be known or controlled. The unpredictability of the environment is a constant companion, one that must be respected rather than challenged. It is a realm where caution is not merely advised but required, and where the acceptance of what cannot be changed or fully understood is part of the diver's mindset. Yet, within this acceptance lies a form of wisdom. To acknowledge the limits of one's knowledge is to recognize the vastness of what remains to be discovered. It is to understand that the natural world, in its complexity and grandeur, operates on its own terms. In the face of unresolved disasters, this realization can be both humbling and enlightening. It serves as a reminder that the pursuit of answers is not always about finding them, but about the journey towards greater understanding. In this way, the unresolved nature of some cave diving incidents becomes more than a source of frustration. It becomes a testament to the enduring mysteries of the natural world, a quiet acknowledgement that some questions are destined to remain open. The divers who explore these submerged caves do so with a respect for the unknown, aware that each dive is a step into a world that is only partly revealed. The unresolved disasters are, therefore, not only stories of what went wrong, but also stories of the limits of human knowledge and the persistent allure of the unknown. As we reflect on these mysteries, we are gently reminded of the balance between exploration and acceptance. The unanswered questions linger, not as failures, but as part of the tapestry of discovery. They invite us to appreciate the beauty of the unknown, to find peace in the acceptance of uncertainty, and to continue the gentle pursuit of understanding, knowing that some secrets of the deep may remain forever hidden. In the vast submerged world of cave diving, where patience and precision intertwine, there exists a subtle, often underestimated factor: overconfidence. This quiet companion, born of familiarity and routine, can gently amplify risk, threading itself into the fabric of each dive. Overconfidence, unlike the dramatic allure of adventure, whispers its influence, manifesting not in bold actions, but in the delicate oversight of small details. As divers return to well-trodden paths beneath the water's surface, the landscape of familiarity can create an illusion of simplicity. The mind, accustomed to the constant environment, might unknowingly relax its vigilance, allowing an unassuming sense of security to settle. It is here, in the comfort of repetition, that overconfidence begins its subtle work. When knowledge of a cave system becomes second nature, the mind might skip over thorough checks, assuming conditions remain unchanged from past excursions. The rhythm of routine, while comforting, can mask the slow changes that naturally occur. Caves, ever patient in their geological timescales, do not announce their shifts. A passage that once welcomed divers with open arms may, over time, become narrower, or the flow of water may alter its course, quietly eroding the familiar path. The diver, confident in their knowledge of the cave, might glide forward, unaware of the nuances that have shifted since their last visit. Even the most experienced divers, those with countless hours beneath the surface, can find themselves lulled by the gentle embrace of routine. The repetition of actions, the muscle memory of preparing equipment, and the familiar tug of the guideline can all contribute to a sense of ease. Yet within this ease lies the risk of overlooking the small but significant changes that each dive can present. Overconfidence, in its quiet way, encourages the diver to rely on experience rather than the immediate reality. This is not to suggest that experience is without value. Indeed, it is the bedrock upon which safe diving practices are built. However, when overconfidence creeps in, the diver may forgo the caution that once guided their every move. The careful checking of equipment, the methodical planning of routes, and the constant awareness of air supply may all be subtly compromised by the assumption that all will be as it was before. In the calm depths of the cave, where silence reigns and time seems to stretch, the diver's mind may wander. Familiarity with the environment can lead to a relaxed state, where the awareness of potential hazards dims. Yet it is precisely this relaxed state that overconfidence finds fertile ground. The diver might not consciously decide to take risks, but rather they might unconsciously assume that they are immune to them. The role of overconfidence is not always immediately apparent. It does not announce itself with grand gestures, nor does it seek to alarm. Instead, it lies quietly in the background, an unseen presence that can influence decisions in the smallest of ways. A diver may choose to skip a redundant equipment check, believing that their gear has never failed them before. Or they may decide to extend their dive time slightly, convinced that they can manage their air supply with precision. These decisions, minor in isolation, can cumulatively lead to greater risks. Overconfidence gently nudges the diver away from the safety of caution, whispering reassurances that all will be well. It is a subtle dance between knowledge and assumption, where the diver's previous successes create a narrative of invincibility. Yet beneath this narrative lies the truth that caves, in their ancient wisdom, do not adhere to human expectations. The environment, ever patient and unchanging in its own time, does not accommodate overconfidence. It exists outside of human reckoning, its features shaped by forces far removed from the diver's experience. As such, the diver who approaches the cave with overconfidence may find themselves unprepared for the unexpected. The shift in water flow, the collapse of a sediment bank, or the narrowing of a passage can all catch the unwary diver off guard. Yet, the antidote to overconfidence is not fear, but rather a renewed commitment to humility and awareness. Acknowledging that every dive is a new experience, regardless of familiarity, can help recalibrate the diver's mindset. By approaching each descent with the same respect and caution as the first, divers can mitigate the quiet influence of overconfidence. In this way, overconfidence becomes not a foe to be vanquished, but a gentle reminder of the delicate balance between knowledge and humility. It encourages the diver to remain vigilant, to question assumptions, and to recognize that the cave, in its silent majesty, remains a domain of constant change. Through this awareness, divers can continue to explore with both confidence and caution, embracing the unknown with respect and reverence. Thus, in the underwater world of caves, where stillness and subtlety reign, overconfidence serves as a quiet teacher. It reminds divers that the journey is not one of mastery but of perpetual learning. Each dive offers new insights, reinforcing the understanding that in the depths of the earth, knowledge is never absolute, but always evolving. In the stillness of submerged caves, the passage of time is marked not by the ticking of a clock, but by the unhurried transformations of the earth itself. Rock falls, sediment movement, and the gentle persistence of flowing water quietly alter the landscape beneath the surface. Each alteration unfolds almost imperceptibly, yet over years and centuries, these changes sculpt the very pathways that cave divers navigate. Limestone, the predominant rock in many underwater caves, tells a story of gradual change. It is a sedimentary rock, formed from the compacted remains of ancient marine organisms. Over millennia, this rock has been both shaped and reshaped by the relentless flow of water. Rainwater, slightly acidic from absorbing carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, seeps through cracks and fissures, slowly dissolving the limestone. This process, known as chemical weathering, creates and expands passages, forming the intricate networks of caves found today. The movement of water is a persistent force, often unseen and unhurried. It carries with it fine particles of sediment which settle in tranquil corners and along quiet corridors. In some places, these sediments accumulate over centuries, forming a soft bed on the cave floor. A diver's fin or a gentle current can lift this sediment, briefly clouding the water before it settles once again. This cycle of disturbance and resettlement is a testament to the cave's dynamic nature, a reminder that even in stillness, change is constant. Rock falls, though infrequent, are another quiet agent of transformation within these caves. The forces that hold the limestone in place are subtle, yet over time they can shift. A crack may widen, a support may erode, and eventually gravity takes its course. These falls can alter the landscape dramatically, closing off passages and creating new ones. For divers, these changes necessitate a constant awareness of their surroundings, as familiar routes may become impassable and new paths may emerge where none existed before. Water flow itself is a master sculptor, carving channels and smoothing surfaces. In some caves, the water moves swiftly, shaping the rock with the precision of a craftsman. In others, it flows gently, its effects only noticeable over generations. This movement is influenced by factors far removed from the cave: rainfall patterns, seasonal changes, and even the distant pull of tides. Each droplet contributes to the cave's evolution, a slow but inexorable force of nature. The interaction between water and rock is a dance that has been ongoing for millions of years. As water finds its way through the limestone, it creates a network of tunnels and chambers, some vast and cathedral-like, others narrow and constricted. These paths are not static. They evolve as the water continues its journey, leaving behind traces of its passage. Stalactites and stalagmites, those iconic formations found within many caves, are the result of this ongoing dialogue between rock and water. Formed by the slow deposition of minerals, they are both markers of time and evidence of the cave's ever-changing nature. For the cave diver, understanding these gradual changes is as essential as their equipment. Each dive is a journey through an environment that is both ancient and in flux. The knowledge that a route taken today may not exist tomorrow adds a layer of awareness and respect for the natural processes at play. It is a reminder that while technology and skill are vital, so too is an understanding of the environment's inherent unpredictability. These changes are not merely geological curiosities, they have practical implications for navigation and safety. A passage that was once clear may become obstructed, while a seemingly solid ceiling may one day give way. Divers must remain observant, noting subtle shifts in the landscape and adapting their plans accordingly. In this way, the cave itself becomes a participant in the dive, its evolving form influencing decisions and shaping experiences. As divers pass through these submerged worlds, they become temporary visitors in an ancient process of transformation. The caves, with their slow rhythms and quiet changes, offer a perspective that extends beyond human timelines. Here, in the gentle embrace of water and rock, the passage of time is measured not in moments, but in the enduring patience of the earth itself. In the end, it is the very nature of change that defines these underwater realms. The constant, silent reshaping of rock and water echoes a larger truth about the natural world. It is a reminder that even in the most stable of environments, change is an ever-present companion. For those who venture into these depths, the journey is as much about understanding this quiet evolution as it is about exploration. In this way, the cave becomes both a mystery and a teacher, its lessons unfolding slowly in the stillness beneath the surface. In the quiet realm of cave diving, where the environment seems to hold its breath, safety has become a discipline of its own. Over time, the practice has slowly evolved, not through sudden leaps, but by the meticulous application of routines and guidelines. At the heart of this evolution lies a framework of checklists and planning, each serving as a gentle reminder that thorough preparation precedes every dive into the underwater labyrinths. Checklists in cave diving are not mere formalities, but rather lifelines that guide divers through the intricacies of their equipment and procedures. Each list, carefully crafted and refined over years, embodies the collective wisdom of those who have ventured into the depths before. Divers check their gear, ensuring that tanks are filled, regulators function smoothly, and lights are charged. Every item ticked off is a quiet reassurance, a small but significant step towards ensuring that the dive will unfold as planned. The process of planning, much like the caves themselves, is detailed and deliberate. Divers chart their routes with precision, mapping out each twist and turn of the submerged passages. They calculate air consumption, depth, and time with a conservative mindset, understanding that the cave's unyielding nature leaves little room for error. Through this methodical approach, divers respect the cave's slow and steady rhythm, aligning their intentions with the environment they seek to explore. Conservative limits are the cornerstone of modern cave diving safety. Divers are taught to recognize their own boundaries and to appreciate the subtle signals that indicate when it is time to turn back. The idea is not to conquer the cave, but to coexist with it, acknowledging that the underwater world is indifferent to human ambition. By adhering to these limits, divers embrace a philosophy that values caution over conquest, patience over urgency. Team protocols also play a pivotal role in the modern safety culture. Divers often venture into caves in pairs or small groups, each member aware of their role within the team. Communication is key, with hand signals and light flashes serving as quiet exchanges in the stillness of the water. Trust is built slowly, dive after dive, as divers learn to rely on each other for guidance and support. It is this collective mindfulness that enhances safety, reducing the individual burden and spreading responsibility among the group. The progress made in cave diving safety is not a tale of dramatic breakthroughs, but of gradual refinement. Each checklist, plan, and protocol represents the accumulated knowledge of countless dives, each one contributing a small piece to the larger puzzle. The culture of safety is one of continuous improvement, where lessons are learned and applied with care and consideration. In this environment, checklists serve as more than just reminders. They become comforting rituals that ground divers before they submerge. The act of ticking off each item becomes a meditative practice, a way to focus the mind and prepare for the journey ahead. It is a moment of stillness before the descent, a pause that embodies the very essence of safety culture. Planning, too, is an exercise in mindfulness. Divers immerse themselves in the details of the cave, visualizing each section of the route and anticipating potential challenges. This foresight allows them to move with confidence, even in the absence of natural light and familiar landmarks. By planning meticulously, divers honor the cave's enduring presence, respecting its complexities and embracing the unknown with humility. Conservative limits are not constraints, but companions that guide divers through the underwater world. They remind divers that the journey is as important as the destination, and that returning safely is the ultimate goal. By setting these limits, divers acknowledge the delicate balance between exploration and safety, navigating the fine line with a steady hand. Teamwork, within this context, becomes a quiet symphony of cooperation. Divers move through the water as one, each member attuned to the other's movements and needs. This harmony enhances safety, creating a support network that is both reassuring and reliable. In a setting where communication is limited, the bonds formed between team members become invaluable, providing stability amidst the uncertainty. As cave diving has evolved, so too has the understanding that safety is a journey, not a destination. The culture of safety is a living entity, constantly adapting to new insights and experiences. It is a testament to the community's commitment to learning and growth, a reflection of the respect that divers hold for the underwater world. In the end, the modern safety culture in cave diving is a quiet triumph of patience and preparation. It is a reminder that the most profound changes often occur slowly, through the steady accumulation of knowledge and the careful application of that wisdom. By embracing this culture, divers ensure that their adventures into the depths are not only possible, but sustainable, allowing them to explore the wonders of the underwater world with confidence and care. In the serene embrace of the natural world, there lies a profound stillness, an unspoken testament to the enduring passage of time. Submerged beneath the Earth's surface, the silent chambers of underwater caves stretch out like ancient scrolls, inscribed with the slow, deliberate hand of geological processes. These environments, untouched by the urgency of the modern world, remind us of the grandeur of patience and the subtlety of change. Here the rocks whisper of eras long past, and the waters flow with the quiet dignity of centuries. In these spaces, the rhythm of life is dictated not by the ticking of a clock, but by the gradual dance of water and stone. Over countless millennia, these caves have been sculpted by the persistent trickle of water, carving intricate passageways through the heart of the earth. It is a process that unfolds with a gentle inevitability, each drop contributing to the slow metamorphosis of the subterranean landscape. Such transformations are not hurried, they are the result of a natural patience that defies the fleeting nature of human time. For those who venture into these hidden realms, there is an understanding that must be cultivated, a respect for the pace at which these environments operate. The cave diver moves with care, conscious of the delicate balance that governs these spaces. Here, preparation is not merely a precaution, it is a necessity born from the awareness that the cave's story is one of gradual transformation, not sudden upheaval. In the depths of these underwater labyrinths, every movement is deliberate, each decision weighed with consideration. The diver is a guest in this ancient domain, where the rules of the surface world hold little sway. The stillness of the environment demands a corresponding stillness of mind, a calmness that allows for reflection amidst the enveloping darkness. It is in this stillness that the diver finds clarity, a momentary alignment with the timeless rhythm of the cave. Humility becomes a companion on this journey, a gentle reminder of one's place within the larger tapestry of nature. The cave does not bend to the will of those who explore it. Rather, it requires an acceptance of its terms. There is no room for haste, no space for recklessness. Instead, there is an enduring respect for the forces that have shaped these tunnels and chambers over eons. This humility fosters a sense of connection, an acknowledgement of the cave as both a physical space and a keeper of secrets from the past. Such environments do not reveal their mysteries all at once. They require time and patience, a willingness to learn from the subtle cues and signs that guide the way. The diver becomes attuned to these whispers, noticing the texture of the rock, the flow of the water, the faintest shift in the current. It is a form of communication that transcends words, a dialogue with the earth itself that unfolds in quiet moments of understanding. Preparation, too, is an art form in this realm. It is the careful assembly of knowledge and equipment, the meticulous planning of routes and contingencies. It involves a thoughtful consideration of the possibilities and a readiness to adapt to the unexpected. For in the cave, as in life, plans may need to shift, and adaptability becomes a strength. This preparation is not driven by fear, but by a deep-seated respect for the complexity of the environment and the recognition of its enduring power. As one emerges from the depths, there is a renewed appreciation for the surface world, a fresh perspective shaped by the experience of navigating the hidden passages below. The lessons of the cave extend beyond its boundaries, offering insights into the broader landscape of existence. They remind us of the importance of patience, the value of preparation, and the necessity of humility in the face of forces greater than ourselves. In reflecting upon these experiences, there is a quiet sense of awe for the natural world and its intricate systems. The caves, with their timeless presence, serve as a gentle teacher, illustrating the beauty of gradual change and the elegance of balance. They encourage a contemplative approach to life, one that embraces the slow unfolding of time and the wisdom that comes with it. And so, as we consider the lessons drawn from these ancient formations, we are reminded of our own place within the continuum of time. The caves, steadfast and enduring, offer a mirror to our own journey, one that is shaped by the choices we make and the paths we take. In their silent depths, they hold the echoes of the past and the promise of the future, urging us to move forward with mindfulness and grace. In the end, the caves stand as a testament to the enduring power of nature and the profound stillness that lies at the heart of all things. They invite us to pause, to listen, and to learn, to carry forward the lessons of patience, preparation, and humility as we navigate the complexities of our own lives. And in this quiet reflection, we find a deeper connection to the world around us, a reminder that in the grand tapestry of existence, we are but a single thread, woven into the fabric of time.